So friends, and welcome back to a new video where we will be taking a look at GMT, some of the things I see with GMT, price action, and where I see GMT in the next coming days heading to. So right off the bat, we can take a look here. We are up about almost 4%, which is amazing considering that Bitcoin right now is in a sideways market and it's also in a downtrend so far in the short term. So for GMT to do that right now, it's quite astonishing in my opinion, and I really like the price action that I see with GMT, but I also will be talking about and elaborating on some of the things and some highs that I see with GMT that could reach there, but then we could see a reversal happening right after. So we've spoken about the recent in our last video. We talked about how 2.27 was a critical area because we had here gaps where we saw the movements occur when we were also oversold on the RSI. We could see that the bullish momentum happened right there. Okay, we broke out of the 50 MA. As you can see here, we didn't have a retracement back. We broke the structure of a recent high that was about 2.57, and right off the bat you could see here that we were in a strong momentum of an uptrend. We can see that this momentum here was respected until the areas of 50 MA, where we wicked down there several times at a level at about 3.13, where we respected that level here again. We can see that there was gaps that were filled at these levels here at about 2.9. As you can see here, there was a big gap in the area where there was a retracement back, as you can see here, from the highs that we had before at about 2.6. We saw the retracement come back here. As you can see, there's wicks down there at these levels where price broke and the retest. We broke that level, as you can see here, retested back at the levels of resistance that we had before. And it's critical because we see the same pattern here happening for GMT. We broke that level, and then we broke this recent structure here, which was the 50 MA. We broke it, and then we came back. Luckily, we are holding on to the 50 MA as of now, which was something that I wanted to talk about in our last video as well. We spoke about how the 50 MA was very crucial and how price so far in the sideways market for GMT, we don't see a lot of momentum happening right now. As you can see, volume is in the sideways right now. We are in the zones of about the lowest we've been at 2.9 recently on April 21st. So this area here is a critical level of support since we are in the sideways market. But just be cautious that right now, since price, there's not a lot of volume coming in, and we know that there's gaps here at about 3.58 and also a big gap area at resistance at 3.8. Keep in mind that if price keeps retesting these levels, as you can see here, we broke this recent structure of support, came back, retested back at 3, and we created here a double bottom, but this same pattern happened here again, and it doesn't seem like it's breaking out of these zones. We see here a structure that's a recent high at about 3.25, and this level is very critical as well because you can see here price is bouncing off of these levels as of now on the 1 hour. So we want to see some momentum happening for GMT. As you can see now, the RSI, since we are in the volume, volume is capped a little bit right now with GMT. You can see that the volume when we are oversold is quite it's not the same as when we were oversold before on about these areas here on April 19th and April 20th. You can see when we were oversold, we were quite very high here, and now since we are, the volume is capped at these areas, and we are in the sideways market. You can see that the volume now, at 3.4 is being oversold when before it was quite a more high here, as you can see. So just keep in mind that right now this is something good. We can see right now we had a break and a retest. We see the 50 MA at these patterns here as well at 3.15, which is very critical because we can see that the 50 MA is right under our levels here. And luckily right now, we did a break and a retest again. If you take a look here with GMT, we can see we are respecting the levels of 50 MA. And as of now, in the last several hours, we are in the uptrend. But just keep in mind, we are in the uptrend. And also we have our 50 MA right under. But please be cautious here. If you want to get into GMT and you're taking a look at the coin right now, just know that we had here a recent levels of resistance at about 3.4. And right here as well, we had wicks at these areas. Okay, so there's areas here of resistance at these levels where we wicked there several times. You can see when we zoom in, we didn't close right there with the GMT. We can see that the resistance here wicked at these levels but came down, and the same thing happened again right here on April 24th. So please be cautious here. We can see that we are respecting these levels now. As I said, we are breaking and retesting here. But just expect that I want to see for GMT volume coming in right now. You can see that in the last several hours, volume was increasing here at these levels of demand. and also the 50 MA. But I still want to see some volume coming in. As we are doing this video right now, we are pushing up a little bit. Expect a retracement back to the bullish side at about 3.37, and depending on how we react from these levels, it will depend on if we can come back to these levels of high at 3.58. But we need to break these levels of a high here, where price tested there several times, as you can see twice here, where price right after failed at these levels. So please expect, we could have a rise back here, retest back at 3.38 before creating a support there, and then hopefully a little bit more volume coming in to break the structure of recent resistance that we had here, and then hopefully retrace back to the levels of resistance, very critical resistance as well here, because we see double top at about 3.7. But we first have to break this level here for the bullish side to come in and retrace back to these levels of high of 3.7. Just keep in mind, since we are also in the uptrend and 50 MA is right under, we have here a critical level of demand, premium level of demand here at about 3. So this level is very critical because you can see that we bounce off of these levels several times. So if we do break this uptrend we see here, retest back at these levels here, and come back at 3.2, expect the downside here to about 3, where we have a very critical level of support at areas at these levels. And then depending on how the volume reacts from here, we could see a retracement back to the 50 MA at about 3.2. Just know that we have gaps right under, so please be cautious. Quick update video on the GMT. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope to see you on the next one. Take care.